Hello, Oracles! Well, it looks like our next little rally has begun. So it looks like 680 was the bottom for us. Now we are starting to rally. So with Tesla in particular, we had a little bit of a jump this morning. Then we got news about Elon is putting his Twitter purchase on hold. The market loved that. So Tesla rallied even further. This is great news. I think we are going to be on an uptrend for a little while. However, due to this, we now have a gap between 728 and 751.57. And as we know, when it comes to gaps, 9 times out of 10 they get filled. Looking at the pattern that we are on right now, over the long term, it looks like we are on a giant dead cat bounce. Seeing as we just made a new lower low this week, chances are we are going to rally up a little bit, and then we're probably going to fall back down to fill that gap and maybe come down a little bit further. So the entire market did this. Wasn't just Tesla, the NASDAQ, the S&P, everyone gapped up. And this is a very good sign that we are on that dead cat bounce because we create these gaps, we go up, and then we come back down and fill the gaps. Again, this is a very, very clear sign. So if you are a trader, this is very easy to trade, in my opinion. We know where the gap is at. We don't know where the high is going to be. Over the weekend, I am going to be looking at gaps on the upside to see if there's any that are up there. So perhaps we fill those gaps and then we come back down to fill this gap. So I'll go over that over the weekend for those of you who are trading. For any of you who are just investing long term, again, we're just going to hold. But if you are looking for a better place to buy in, there's a very good chance that we are going to come back down to 728 at least to fill that gap. So I've got alerts in for myself at 725 to monitor this as we come back down. So how long is this rally going to last going back up? I truly don't know. I mean, we have CPI data coming out on June 10th and then an FOMC meeting coming out on June 15th. Between now and then, there's not a lot going on, but we're starting to get whispers of maybe China invading Taiwan. We still have supply chain issues, Russia-Ukraine still at war, but we're also looking at potential Chinese regime change, so that may be happening. We don't know what's going on with Putin's health either, so that could sway things. Still a lot of unknowns. We are not in the clear by any stretch of the imagination. So right now I'm just going to enjoy whatever rally we have. I'm going to take this opportunity to sell out of any stocks that I do not want to hold long term and maybe free up some cash for the next dip. And yes, I do believe that we are going to get that next dip to come down and fill the gap at 728. The very important thing that I'm going to be paying attention to is the next dip that we get to. We have now made a new lower low. So if the next dip when we come down, perhaps if we fill that 728 gap but close above 728 as the new low, that means we have a higher low than previous, which means that we could start working out of this. That's just how the technical charts work. Not guaranteed, but that will be a clear signal to me that we maybe have actually hit the bottom and we're going to return. However, if we come back down, fill the gap at 728 and close below 728, that will be not a great sign because then I will be anticipating a lower low and then again this same gap up scenario where we get a little mini rally and then fall back down to fill that other gap again. And I know there's many people out there who don't believe in technical analysis. So for me, I swing in both sentiment and technical analysis along with whatever news we get that's playing out there and kind of put all three together. But you have to remember when it comes to technical analysis, algorithms trade based off of technical analysis. And then whatever the sentiment algorithm gets put in there for keywords are what these algorithms trade off of. So if they're going to be following the charts, the algorithms see that there is a gap down to 728. So something along the way is going to push it down there. Many times in the past, we've had a lot of gaps. Many people are like, we're never going to fill that gap. Look how low it is. There's no way we're going to come down that far. And we have now filled every single one of them that we have created over the last 6 months. It's just the part of what happens out there. So believe the technical analysis or not, it happens. It gets filled And it's crazy because it happens for the most random reasons. Elon decides that he wants to sell off a bunch of his stock to pay taxes. Elon decides that he wants to buy Twitter. There's a war with Russia and Ukraine. Inflation goes super high, more than expected. Supply chain issues continue. COVID pops up back over in China. So many random things pop up, and if you're a conspiracy theorist, maybe they're not so random to you. So, there's just so many different reasons that we do end up coming down to fill these gaps. This is why I still follow the charts, because while we may not see it in the sentiment, something like a black swan event comes out of nowhere, pulls us down and fills that gap. And so the good indicators that we have with Tesla going forward, RSI is still at 36, so it's still relatively low. We have some room to grow back up and rally a little bit higher than we are right now. How high we go, again, I will check those gaps. Volume today was just above normal, right around 30 million shares trading hands, which was another great sign. Some other good news that we got out of Tesla. Malaysia has offered up their country to house and host a Tesla factory. So let's see if Elon takes this on. I know we've talked about Indonesia as being a possibility. Malaysia would also be a great place to have one. So perhaps this is now going to be on the table. We will take a look and see what Tesla decides. Elon did say that they are not looking to put up a second factory in China, but they are going to be expanding Shanghai. But we know that they do want to have another factory over there in Southeast Asia somewhere. So India has been taken off the table. India is not cooperating at all with Tesla. So Tesla said, fine, we won't cooperate with you either. We're out. So it looks like Indonesia, and we know that Tesla does want to have factories close to their supplies. And in Indonesia, they have the highest nickel supply over there. So that would be a great place for it. Malaysia would be another one for great exports. So sounds like there's a lot of great options for factories coming up over in that region. So this is phenomenal news. Hopefully we find out by the end of the year where the next new factory is going to be coming from. We also heard today that the semi-truck is ready for order. So orders are going out for the semi-truck. If I get more details on that over the weekend, I will let you guys know. But all I saw for articles were that the semi-truck is going out there. And if you guys know, please share in the comments as well. And then going back to this morning's video where I was discussing robotaxis in the compact car, I thought about it and I put a couple pieces together, and Elon stated that, they are seeing a potential lithium issue in 3 years. And again, Elon is very data driven. They know exactly what their ramp pace is going to be going forward. They know what their plans and projections are. So 3 years from now would be 2025. That would be, if they're looking for volume production in 2024 for the robotaxi, 2025 is more mass scaling of it. They would also have at that point a compact car at mass scaling. So yes, lithium would probably be an issue at that point. So just putting a couple pieces of this puzzle together, seems like 2024 is going to be starting the robotaxi, probably the compact car as well, and then 2025 is mass scaling of them. But these are just my thoughts as little pieces that I put together. Obviously, we do not have any facts or anything to back this up other than we know that volume production for the robotaxi is coming in 2024. So otherwise, we'll just pay attention and see what happens along the way, and then we'll have fun just kind of seeing if, this really does come to fruition with the compact car. Otherwise, let me know in the comments below, how do you guys feel about today? Do you love this rally? Let me know if you are anticipating us pulling back to fill the gap at 728, and when you think that's going to happen, let me know how high you think we are going to go before we pull back, if we pull back. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all of the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. Thank you so much. Have a great one.